Hello, I'm Mandy Mole from fit2drop.net, and today I'm going to show you some baby massage moves that you can use to help treat colic, trapped wind, constipation and diarrhea and that sort of thing. So first of all, have your baby ready in a nice warm room, wrapped in a towel with just a nappy on. Get some oil. This is just regular cooking oil, vegetable oil or sunflower oil, not mineral oil or baby oil, because that tends to just clog up their pores and not actually moisturize the skin. So you just apply the oil in your hands and warm it up by rubbing it, and rub your hands where your baby can see you so they know what's about to happen. And then you just find the landmarks on your baby's abdomen. So what you're looking for is the ribs, and this will tell you that everything below the ribs is the abdomen, and that needs to be done in a clockwise or a downward direction, whereas everything above the ribs is working on the chest, and that really needs to be going in an upward direction because that's where secretion should be draining. So today we're just going to focus on the abdomen, which is from the lower ribs and downwards. So using the baby's navel as the middle of your circle, you're treating this a bit like a clock. So if you look at where the sternum is, the breastbone, that would be 12 o'clock, coming around the side to 3. Down at the top of the nappy here would be 6 o'clock, and that's just where the bladder is, so there's really no point pressing on that. And then further around to the side, that's 9 o'clock. So taking the flat of your hand with some nice oil on it, you're just going to fan round from sort of 7 o'clock through 12 o'clock, all the way around to about 4 o'clock. And just keep repeating that, adding enough pressure so you can see indentation on your baby's tummy. And once you get used to that, you may find you can actually add a second hand. I call this sun and moon, so when the sun's setting, the moon is rising, and vice versa. So there will be a point where you're actually massaging your own hand. So that's the first move, that's clockwise circles. The second move would be to work downwards, and for this we're going to use the side of the hand. So you're just going to bend where the little finger meets the palm, and you're going to apply pressure starting over at 9 o'clock, all the way across over the baby's tummy button, right across to 3 o'clock, going from top to bottom. So as you look at your baby, you're going from left to right. So that's our second move, and that's downward movement. The third move is to actually work on the colon, the large bowel. So to do that, you're going to curl your fingers over, a bit like you're playing the piano, preferably not this one, which is a bit too strong, but the middle 2 fingers. And you're going to press and release, going in 3 sides of a square up towards the rib, and the nipple is above you. If you hit rib, you've gone too far, and then go straight across the top so the belly button is underneath you, and when you're on level with the nipple at the top and below the rib, you then just go straight down. So you've drawn 3 sides of a square. As I say, ignore 6 o'clock because that's just the bladder. So you take your hand off and restart again at about 7 o'clock, all the way up to 10, straight across to about 2, and from 2 o'clock down to about 4. And you might want to finish that with a few linking moves, which is your clockwise circles again, so we're just repeating that. Your third move is working on the 2 right-angled corners, and this is quite often where poo and wind can get trapped. So you're going to drop down from the nipples, go a little bit lower than the ribs, and you're just going to press and release in a clockwise direction, just with 2 fingers, massaging that area. And again, a few linking moves of your clockwise circles. So that was our third move. Once you've done that, you would then aim to help the baby pass any wind by drawing the knees up and rolling them onto the tummy. It's no good holding the baby by the feet because you'll find that the knees just turn outwards. So you actually need to assist by holding at the side of the thighs and roll so that you actually get some doming of the tummy underneath the knees. And what that creates is a bit of downward pressure for them, just the same as we would use by sitting on the loo. So it gives them some pressure, something to push against. And if you still find you've not got any wind or any production, then the next thing you can do is to massage the lower back in a anti-clockwise direction, which has the same effect as massaging the tummy clockwise. So to do that, you need to place your baby either face down on the floor and using the heel of your hand, massage where the nappy goes thin in an anti-clockwise direction, or if they don't like being face down, place a towel over your thigh and have them slightly more upright. And if you're a bit worried about their head being wobbly, you can take your hand round in front and hold the furthest arm so their chin is resting on the crook of your wrist. And again, using the heel of your hand, press the lower back into your thigh, and that will have the same effect as massaging the tummy. And I would say, really, if your baby is distressed about an hour after feeding, it's unlikely that the wind is going to come upwards. It's more likely that it's got trapped lower down, and and you would be better off to spend the time repeating those moves. So just as a quick recap, you had clockwise circles, you had scooping sand, which is moving downwards with a curved palm from left to right, a bit like you would be on the beach making a gully. Then we had crossing the bridge, that was your third move, which is using 3 sides of a square, using the clock face. And then we concentrated on those 2 right-angled corners, that was your 4th move. And finally, just repeat the clockwise circles and end the whole session holding the knees onto the tummy for about 30 seconds or until you get something produced. Thank you very much. For more details, go to my website to how to attend a baby massage course. My website is www.fittodrop.net. Thank you.